Coming up on today's show,
the 4 men wanted for questioning in connection with a robbery.
Women celebrate 100 years of being able to vote.
And it's enough to make your hair curl. Homeless people get free haircuts.
Good afternoon and welcome to CBJ News. I'm Natalie Richards.
And I'm Harry Arckless. Here is the latest news.
4 men are wanted by officers in connection to a robbery and attempted robbery in the city. Ethan Tennant has been investigating.
Nottinghamshire Police today released footage of 4 men who are wanted for questioning in connection to a robbery and attempted robbery in the city. The incidents in question took place at roughly 7:30 on the evening of the 10th of January on Jubilee Avenue and at Highfields Park respectively. The 4 wanted men can be seen here on CCTV footage taken aboard a local tram, and while it is believed that the victims of neither incident sustained any injuries, 2 of the victims of the incident at Highfields Park did have their mobile phones stolen. If you, watching at home, recognises any of those 4 men, contact the police on 101.
A Nottinghamshire MP has called on Theresa May to get a spine and remove 35 hard ideological Brexiteers. Anna Soubry, who represents Broxtowe, is a pro-European Conservative MP. She said she's willing to leave the party if the likes of Boris Johnson and Jacob Rees-Mogg take over.
100 years ago today marked a turning point in British history for women. For the first time, some women were allowed to vote. The Representation of the People Act was passed in Parliament, allowing women over 30 who had a house or married to a homeowner to vote. Arlen Dehulu reports.
You're going back and doing research and finding out what it actually was that women did. You know, we all know that the suffragettes existed and there was a campaign, but when you really look into it, these women did phenomenal things and they put themselves in danger, you know, in order to make, you know, lead this campaign and get us to a point where we do now have the vote. So that feels empowering.
Rachel Armitage from Nottingham City Council will be leading the Senatory Cities Nottingham campaign, which will be celebrating women's suffrage across Britain.
The other big part of the launch today, we are going to be lighting the Nottingham Council House green, white and purple. So it's the colours of the suffragette flag, and hopefully that will mark a really good start to a year of celebrations, which will include things like public performances, discussions, workshops, focus groups. We're hopefully going to have some public art, lots of work with schools and in the community. So hopefully it should be something that everybody can get involved in.
Nottingham's retail stores and supermarkets had many locations, which once served as suffrage meeting space. Nottingham City Council's campaign aims to celebrate and empower women. Tribute to pioneers can be found throughout the city, such as this conference room, which celebrates nun Mary Potter. Ria, from creative group The Party Somewhere Else, says although this is a milestone to celebrate, there is still a long way to go for gender equality worldwide.
If they want to celebrate it, we're all equal and we should all celebrate and work together to make things better for everyone. And like I say, also recognise that we've got a long way to go still. There's still terrible things happening like sex trafficking, there's still like inequality, there's still slavery. There's a long way to go. It's not like, yay, we've done it, well done us. It's like we're at this point and we've come a long way from where we were, but we've still got a long way to go. There's still a lot of atrocities going on within our society, and there's still a lot of people who are not treated in the way they should be treated.
Train company Stagecoach's contract to run the East Coast Main Line is being prematurely ended by the government. The Transport Secretary, Chris Grayling, told the Commons that Stagecoach had bid too much money for the franchise. The line runs from London to Edinburgh through Newark and Grantham.
A cycling initiative from Denmark has made its way to the UK. Today, Nottingham played host to the Cyclings Without Age's first East Midlands event. Our reporter, Luke By The Way, has more.
Leaving the house and getting out and about can become a very difficult task as you get older. But Cycling Without Age are aiming to help and encourage the elderly to be more outgoing, and today they visited Nottingham's Victoria Embankment. The initiative started 6 years ago and Pernilla Buson is one of their volunteers.
Cycling Without Age is in 38 countries now, and there's almost, every second day there is a new affiliate application, people around the world who want to join this movement.
Cycling Without Age's founder, Ole Kazo, said it wasn't just about giving the passengers a ride, but also learning from their past experiences.
Yes, so the history actually became alive to me. And at the same time, I felt that my passengers, they took great pride and joy in actually telling me stories, both about their personal lives and what life was back in the old days. And so it was a mutual thing. They gave me something and I was able to give them a renewed mobility as well.
Now setting up more chapters in the UK, Tim Harrison is the CWA representative for Nottingham, and he echoed Ole's points about unique anecdotes.
Well, just there's one that was sent to me about how they used to cycle up to Manchester for breakfast from Derby and then cycle back. And this was during the war when there were no cars around, and they'd let their tyres down so they could cycle over the cobbles so it wasn't too bumpy. So some great stories about what they used to do when they were young.
First starting in Copenhagen in 2012, Paulina told the story of exactly why Ole created Cycling Without Age.
He was riding around in the city on his bike, and he saw an elderly gentleman sitting out front of a care home, and he thought that maybe he would enjoy going outside and being more mobile than he was at the moment, and just watching other people cycle around and walk around. So he offered him a ride in a cargo bike, and so that's how it started, and it was a really wonderful experience for both of them.
But it's extremely comfy, and he did say he'd got a hot water bottle, so I presume if older people, are going to get cold, then hot water bottles and fur.
You can expect more and more cycling meetups around Nottingham soon. Luke, by the way, CBJ News.
Sometimes it's the little things that count. Homeless people can now receive haircuts at a Nottingham hair salon. Nottingham College students who train at Your Look salon are offering free haircuts to help the local homeless community. Sarada Thapper has more.
David has been sleeping rough for over 2 years. He can't afford the expense of a haircut. He will receive a haircut at a local hair salon for free.
Well, it's been a while, I must admit. I haven't had my haircut for a while, so...
Your Look salon is offering VIP cards for the homeless people in Nottingham to access free haircuts. Salon manager says they always strive to help out in the community where they can.
Then rather than a certain night when the homeless can come in, they can come in and mingle among other clients and actually feel like everybody else. A lot of clients have actually said how they benefit quite a lot from this. They come in and don't necessarily feel like they are valued in the community, and they walk out with a nice fresh haircut and feeling, fresh and happy again.
Student hairdressers of Nottingham College are giving rough sleepers haircuts to help the homeless feel better, and it also allows the students to practice their skills on real clients. Barbering lecturer Rob, who trains the Level 2 and Level 3 students, started the free haircut initiative.
There's obviously a lot of homeless people on the streets, and as a sort of goodwill gesture, we wanted to put something back into the community, so we offered the VIP card, and so as you can see, the likes of the clients that have come in, taking that up.
For David, getting regular haircuts is not a priority. He's very happy to be receiving a haircut.
Picture. Okay. And there's you with the makeover.
Really?
Love it?
I think he did all right. I'm quite impressed with him. Nice chap as well. Good thing, because it just saves people money all the time, people, especially in my position, but it gives him the training he needs, and he's passionate about it. He's a good lad. He'll do it for free, that lad would. He would do it for free. And he's a nice lad as well.
Trainee stylist Doyne says he's delighted to offer his skills to help the homeless and feels it's rewarding for him too.
It's good for us as well because we get quite a lot of experience from it, and then working with like a homeless person, obviously their hair is a lot longer than what you're used to, so you have to do different things to get obviously the finish that you want.
Homeless people wanting free services can receive the haircuts from student hairstylists who are trained in all aspects of hairdressing until June this year. Sarala Thapper for CBJ News.
With Lent fast approaching, our religion correspondent Ryan Clancy joins us. So Ryan, when does Lent start and why do we do it?
Okay, Lent prepares our hearts for remembering Jesus' life, death and resurrection. Ash Wednesday, the start of Lent, is actually 46 days before Easter when it ends, but we only give something up for 40 of them days, as Sunday is a chance for us to celebrate the life of Jesus. So Lent is actually getting increasingly popular outside of Christianity. So today I went around Nottingham to ask people what they're doing this year.
I believe Lent is a Christian tradition, and I'm not a Christian, so I won't be following that particular tradition.
Well, I just knew about it, but it's a great idea. So I guess I'm just gonna, starting from tomorrow, wake up early in the morning.
I'm an atheist, and I feel like it's self-indulgent anyway. The people who do it, they're probably not observant in any other way, so it's just sort of a fun thing rather than anything really religious.
Not doing it now. I wish I could actually. Like, I would like to change my life actually.
So where does the idea of sacrificing something for Lent come from then, Ryan?
Well, the Bible states that Jesus Christ, the Lord and Saviour, actually starved for 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness to devote himself to God. So the Bible says that fasting denies our flesh for what it wants so that we can focus on our spirit. And it was actually the spirits that sent Jesus into the wilderness to almost test him if he can avoid temptation.
So will you be giving up anything this year, Ryan?
Actually, Lent isn't just about giving something up. You can also start something or just commit yourself to something. And that's what I'll be doing. So this year, I'll actually be looking to get into some synchronized swimming. What about you guys?
Well, I think for me it's going to have to be chocolate, I'm afraid. What about you, Tilly?
For me, probably fake tan this year.
Right, thank you for that then, Ryan. Now, the big vintage clothing sale is coming back to Nottingham. After the tour swept Leeds, Liverpool and Manchester, it's back to smash Nottingham again. Patty Han finds more.
The Vintage Market is organised by an online store named Headwalk. It opens from 10 a.m. this morning in the student centre of Nottingham Trent University. Because of the successful publication, it started to be crowded at the very beginning. Not only students, but all Nottingham residents can come and pick their favourites. This is not the first time Headwalk hosts a vintage sale. A lot of frequent customers hold vouchers and come here again for seeking treasures and fulfilling their spring wardrobe.
It's done, a lot of the promotion's done through Facebook, and what we try and do to get other people in off the streets as well, we put out road signs and signs sort of pointing towards the venue wherever it is. So that's what we've done today. If you go outside, you'll find lots of different signs directing in towards this area.
Just looking for something colourful, to be honest. Yeah. I haven't picked this yet, but looking at it. But I came here last time and picked some really colourful stuff for the ski trip, because you can get something that would be really expensive for quite cheap.
But where are these clothes from? How could Headwalk collect and make them flashing again?
We buy it in bulk, by weight, from quite a few different countries. So we get a lot of it from America and some Scandinavian countries.
But I'm actually looking for something not warm because it's gonna be spring soon. So I don't want to buy something really hot and regret it later. So it was reasonable. I mean, other than some shirts, which I think it's a little bit second-handed. I don't know if they're not, but still, other than those, everything's actually okay. Yeah.
It tends to be the branded stuff that goes first, to be honest. But it depends on the university, because up north, for example, in Liverpool or Manchester or anything, people seem to really like track jackets. I don't know if it's just because of the style there, or because certain areas have different styles. Like we were in Loughborough yesterday, and that's a really sporty university, so obviously all the sports stuff went first. Whereas if we did Leeds, because it's quite an edgy city, everyone wants to look cool, so all the sort of trippy clothes go first, like with the crazy visuals and stuff like that.
This vintage market is still thriving until 5 p.m. this evening, and the market trader says it won't be the last time they are in Nottingham. Patty Han for CBJNews.
A Nottingham-based coffee business has been given a £3 million grant from an investment firm. 200 Degrees, which started in the city in 2012, is looking to use the investment to expand nationwide. The company, set up by 2 University of Nottingham graduates, brew their coffee near Meadow Lane and have already expanded to Birmingham, Cardiff and Leeds.
So, how successful has your New Year health push been? If you're starting to falter, many news stores across Nottingham are here to help you on your way. CBJ's Megan Hone has more.
Nottingham's thriving healthy lifestyle is continuing, and new businesses are benefiting from it. Zero, a new juice bar in Trinity Square, think that their fresh approach to health works.
So we do cold press juices, which is different from other juices, purely because the method that's used. So what we use is a cold press juice as opposed to a centrifugal juicer, which typically kind of blends stuff in very high speeds, adds oxygen and heat. So our juices, they use pressure plates to basically crush the juice out, and so you don't add heat or oxygen, so it doesn't denature any of the enzymes or the nutrients. I mean, we've seen a massive trend, like, gyms, anything healthy got to do in Nottingham is like taking a, becoming huge. So it's becoming a popular trend now. Everyone wants to eat healthy, they want to live longer, they want better, faces, health, everything. So yeah.
Most of their drinks are vegan friendly, with the produce even being local. And with the new year still on people's minds, a new health kick lifestyle is just what people are looking for. Another business booming from the rising interest in fitness is Hot Yoga. They shared why their yoga methods are currently attractive to the public.
We've got a variety of different types of yoga classes, from Ashtanga yoga to Vinyasa. They're all different styles of yoga, and a lot of different people like to try some new different styles as well. So we want to ensure that we incorporate all different styles and make them available to the Nottingham community. It's always been an interest to all people from all walks of life. And this is just one aspect that we're focusing on, the hot yoga side, the asana, the postures, but we're slowly working on the providing a wellness centre here. So from the juices with the Hydrate Zero, to doing workshops with other independent local businesses in Nottingham as well. Yeah, so we opened on the 9th of December and it's been amazing. The response from the Nottingham community has been incredible, and we're entering the second month now, so it's looking great so far, and hopefully we continue this progress.
With the want for more healthy living in Notts, new businesses are proving successful because of it. Megan Hone for CBJ News.
And now here's your sport with Rory Ridley-Thomas.
So Notts County have a chance to reach the 5th round of the FA Cup for the first time in 8 years, as they face Swansea in a replay at the Liberty Stadium tonight, having drawn the first tie 1-1. The winner of the tie will face Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. Nottingham Forest have announced the signing of free agent Ben Watson on a 2.5-year deal. The midfielder had his contract at Watford terminated by mutual consent on deadline day. At Leicester City's training this morning, there was another no-show for Algerian star Riyad Mahrez. He saw his move to Manchester City blocked last month. The Foxes travel to the Etihad this Saturday. Derby County will look to continue their promotion push to the Premier League this weekend as the Rams welcome Norwich City to Pride Park. Meanwhile, in the ice hockey, Nottingham Panthers are gearing up for their second leg of the Challenge Cup semi-final against the Belfast Giants. They'll be hoping their home advantage can overturn the 5-1 deficit. That's all for your sport for now. Back to you, Tilly and Harry.
Now it's time for the weather with Ollie Caswell.
Hi guys, I'm at the top of Boots Library here, braving the cold. You don't need me to tell you how chilly it's been today. Earlier, we were sent this picture from Mark Fear from Woodthorpe Grange Park, a lovely, lovely wintry scene. I'm afraid the weather doesn't get much better throughout the week either. In fact, there's a 60% chance of snow between 5 and 7 tonight, so just take extra care when you're driving back from work. Tonight we'll see temperatures drop to 0 degrees across the East Midlands and in Nottingham. And on Wednesday, it will only reach 3 degrees. On Thursday, we'll see highs of only 5 degrees. So remember to wrap up warm and be careful of any icy patches over the next few days. Back to you in that nice, warm studio.
That's all we have time for today.
Thanks for stopping by. Have a good evening.